Exception. Exception is an event it is an event which occurs. Exception is an event, it occurs during runtime. It disturbs the normal flow of execution. Normal flow of execution. Yeah. Exception is an event which occurs during runtime. It disturbs the normal flow of execution, right? Yeah. What is exception or what is error, right? We discussed now. We have errors. Errors also two types. One is compile time errors. Runtime errors. Yeah. What is compile time error? What is runtime error? For example, compile time errors are. What are compile time errors? Syntactical mistake. Syntactical mistakes are compile time errors. Syntactical mistakes are called compile time errors. Runtime errors. What are the runtime errors? Runtime errors nothing but memory errors are runtime errors. Okay. For example, syntactical mistakes. You know, right? Semicolon missing. Those kind of errors. Next, variable declaration error. Variable not found. For example, if you did not declare, okay, variable not found errors, those kind of errors. If you did not write a semicolon missing errors, those kind of are syntactical errors. Memory errors are, what are the memory errors? Nothing but a stack overflow. No, right? What is stack overflow? Right? Segmentation faults. These are called runtime errors, guys. These are called runtime errors, right? Yeah. Now, what is exception? What is exception? You know, right? Compile time errors, we can rectify them. But whenever this runtime errors occurs, we manually you have to do those errors. You have to handle. You have to increase the memory size. Those kind of right rectifications are required whenever memory errors are occurred. Now, when it comes to exception, exceptions also two types. Compile time exceptions. Compile time exception. These are also called checked exceptions. Second one is runtime exceptions. Runtime exceptions. At compile time cannot be recognized. At compile time can be recognized. Compile time exception, right? Runtime exceptions also called unchecked. Name itself unchecked. At compile time it cannot be checked. Right? Unchecked exceptions. Yeah, see guys, for example, checked exceptions. At compile time cannot be recognized. At compile time cannot be, checked exception can be recognized. Right? Runtime exceptions at compile time. When you can recognize at runtime only you can recognize. That's why these are called at compile time unchecked. That's why at compile time cannot be recognized. Okay. See, for example, what kind of exceptions are there? How to handle those exceptions? We discuss. For example, see, compile time exception. What are the exceptions are there? File not found exception. These are the classes, guys. File not found exception, class not found exception. These are the example. Class not found exceptions, right? Class not found exception, null pointer exception, right? We have different compile time exception, interrupted exceptions. Yeah, we have checked exception, many are there, right? What are runtime exceptions? Arithmetic exception, number format exception, null pointer exception, number format exception, array index out of bounds exception, array index out of bounds exception, number format, null pointer exception. These are different kind of exceptions, right? At compile time, checked exceptions and runtime exceptions, right? Compile time exceptions and runtime exceptions. See, at compile time, this can be recognized. This at compile time cannot be recognized, right? Now, what is exactly exception, right? How to handle the exception? Exception handling means what? Okay, see. Uh, right, see. Okay, if I write a program, for example, now I am writing a program. Program nothing but a set of instructions. This is a first instruction, second instruction, third instruction. Okay. I have written fourth instructions like this. For example, C equals to A by B. Okay. Now, next instructions also I have written. Okay. Fifth one and sixth one. For example, while program is executing, it executes the first line, right? First instruction, second instruction, third instruction, fourth instruction. If I pass AB values, you have to read, guys. If I pass 10 by 2, for example, AB values, I pass 10 and 2, then we will get the C value and the remaining statements also will be executed. For example, if you pass runtime 10 by 0, now if I pass 10 by 0, what is the meaning? If I pass 10 by 0, uh, can you find out this value? You cannot find out. Okay. What is this value? Infinity. Can you assign that infinity to C? That is the meaning, right? 10 by 0 means infinity value, right? Undefined, right? Then how to assign undefined value to C? Is it possible? Undefined value, how JVM can assign the value? See, if there is no that something, you have to assign to somebody, right? That is not existed. Without existed, right? How we can assign that value? Infinity value you have to assign. Then this is a mistake, right? JVM, what will happen? Gets the confusion to assign that value, right? It cannot do this instruction. It cannot complete this instruction. When it cannot complete this action, what will happen? It creates one object, guys. That is exception object it creates. Okay. What will happen here? Program will be terminated from that place. JVM cannot complete this task and remaining statements also. Without completing, it cannot execute the other statements. Okay. What is our task? Now it cannot execute this statement when you pass divisible by 0, right? But remaining statements I want to execute. Okay, this statement you cannot execute, right? But remaining statements I want to execute. Then how to execute those statements? Okay. Now what will happen when our control is leaving from this place? Again, you should bring the control back to other statements. Okay. Whenever JVM gets the confusion, it stops the program execution there, abrupt, right? It is executing this line. Whenever you get the exception, it stops the program execution. For example, see, I will write a program. You can